Hello everyone, I'm Brazen Eagle and thank you for joining me here. So today, we have an article from the Washington Examiner, and Kill Them All, Iowa professor resigns after his comments about evangelicals is revealed. From August 27th, 2019. A professor has resigned from his position over social media posts where he expressed support for the extreme left, Antifa, and his hatred for evangelical Christians. Jeff Kleinsman, an adjunct English professor at Kirkwood Community College in Cedar Rapids, had posted on a Facebook page named Iowa Antifa. He commented, "Yeah, I know who'd I'd clock with a baseball bat, or just a bat," in response to a tweet from President Trump describing Antifa as radical left whack jobs who go around hitting people over the heads with baseball bats. Pretty accurate. He also wrote that he wanted to stop evangelical Christians and posted a poem that said, "Kill them all and bury them deep in the ground." Okay. Klinsman explained why he shared the poem. "It's not pretty and I'm not proud, but seeing what evangelical Christians are doing to this country and its people fills me with rage and a desire to exact revenge." This guy, he's a little crazy. When contacted by Cedar Rapids ABC affiliate KCRG, Klinsman said he was part of the group "I affirm that I am Antifa." Antifa is a far-left group that often goes to rallies to fight white supremacists or groups they perceive to be as racist. They also have a history of attacking journalists covering their protests. And Lori Sundberg, president of Kirkwood, said in a statement, "Our decision to remove Mr. Kleinsman from the classroom has nothing to do with the substance of his views or his right to express them. Rather, our decision was based solely on our commitment to fostering a safe learning environment for our students, faculty, and staff." So, very interesting. But honestly, not very surprising. It's well known that many, but not all, but many, college professors and instructors are socialists and communists, and undoubtedly so, part of Antifa or anarchists. Now, this individual, Jeff Kleinsman, was a community college professor, but he was still part of Antifa. Community college or not, colleges in general, and as well as universities, are breeding grounds for egalitarianism and communism. There's really no other way to state it. I've lived in college towns for all of my life, and each university has had its share of crazy, usually leftist professors. They really, really do believe in radical equality, which of course can never be achieved due to human nature. Now, do you think that having these communists and anarchists in positions of power, like being a university professor, is not going to do damage to your country? Just look at the recent poll about millennials. There's a new study every day about millennials, but I found this one to be kind of intriguing. So millennials care less about patriotism, religion, and family than previous generations, studies say. Now, I'm not going to get into this article too much, really, but it's very interesting to see this poll. Now, not all polls come out to be true, but we'll take this at face value. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad that millennials, though, care less about patriotism, religion, and family, but if you look or even know about colleges and universities a little bit, and you see the ideology that's being pushed onto young Americans, or at least young adults, without any other perspective or opinion around them, it's no wonder that millennials are, of course, less concerned with patriotism, religion, and family. It is now what is being taught in universities is equality instead of religion or family or patriotism or anything else like that. Equality is mandatory in colleges and universities. It is almost as if equality is a state religion to which you must agree no matter what, especially when you go to colleges. Now, for decades, the idea of going to college for a better future has been pushed relentlessly. It's only recently that now we're hearing studies that saying, college universities might not be the best path for you. Now, apparently, I've got some statistics here from Statista, and it has projections for the number of adults who are enrolled in colleges between 1965 to 2017, and projections up to 2028, surprisingly. So, currently in 2019, we have about 20 million people currently enrolled in colleges. That's a lot of people. 20 million out of 320 million, that's still a pretty good chunk. Now, earlier in 1965, when college wasn't pushed as hard to have a better future, the number of Americans actually going to college was about 6 million between both public and private colleges and universities. Very interesting. Now, like I said earlier, as what we know about colleges, universities, and the professors, it's no surprise that young Americans are becoming more and more brainwashed into the idea of equality. We are literally sending them to be indoctrinated to become communist-light individuals, or at least accept this communist propaganda. Like I said earlier, though, I have lived in college towns all my life. Not just one, but several. Now, most, if not every, some sort of degree plan or has requirements to complete a degree that contain usually at least 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 social courses that you are forced to take, even if your major is not connected at all to that class. For example, I'm not giving away my identity or my major, but I had to take an Introduction to Multiculturalism class for my major. Now, within this class, which was made up of a whole bunch of other majors, different majors than mine, we were forced to accept that all cultures and peoples are equal, which of course is a lie. It is, of course, observable reality that tells us, that shows us, that we are not all equal, but I was told and forced to accept that there was no culture or people that were better or worse than another, just different. No one is better, no one is worse, we are all just different, equal beings. If I didn't accept that, or pretend to accept it, then I would have failed the course. I had to pretend to accept this communist idea. Now, everything was based around the idea in the class that we are all equal, and that those that built our current society were evil. Crazy. And unfortunately, and really this is quite the most unfortunate part, the rest of my classmates drank the social Kool-Aid of communism by the end of that class. Really by the end of the third week of the class, everyone, perhaps except for me, was indoctrinated into radical equality. Even equality that discriminated against those who like to make your nation progress and become better and better. So many majors, though, are forced to take these social propaganda courses. This has got to stop. But anyways, I just thought that it was interesting to see that a community college professor came out to declare that he was a part of the violent and narco-communist group known as Antifa. So with that in mind, thank you very much for watching. I'm Brazen Eagle, and I hope you have a great day.